Like to have a conversation that's really important, I think, about a man named Russell J. Gould. I firmly believe in pardon me, who he says he is, but there are some red flags. I think everybody needs to look into who he is. Now, I remember on the news in 1999 them talking about him and his partner who had rescued the last, or the last flag standing is his website. It's about a flag that he rescued of the American flag to save America. I believe he did. And I found him on YouTube. I'll play some clips. He has a lot of knowledge. He talks about what the flag means, maritime law, land of the earth and sea, the now space continuum, or the now, here and now, or something like that, how powerful it is. Now, he goes by grammar. Grammar, it's funny because most people that consider themselves elites use numbers. We'll say number 17, and if you're censored, it's 16 plus 1. Which is, sometimes they use letters, and you find out what number that letter is in the alphabet, add the numbers up to get the coded message. Now, all these elites, Illuminati, Freemasons, they use this. Russell J. Gould doesn't seem to do that. He goes by grammar Gould. Yes. And it makes a whole new meaning to everything. Like, and Sarge from Icons 2020 on Rumble talks about this too, and how, you really shouldn't use the word understand. If a police officer pulls you over and says, "Do you understand?" No. Say, "No, I do not understand." Because what that means legally is you stand under them. You're a free, sovereign human being. Which gets me back to the red flags of Russell J. Gould. He has another website where you become off this post-1871 matrix, where they took over and sold the United States out of bankruptcy. Now, he never even mentions 1871, which I find very odd. Another red flag. He mentions 1922 and another date, I forget. I think it's in the 80s. And the bankruptcy laws. Lost my train of thought. I've been ill lately. I have severe allergies, and it's completely disabling a lot of times. But trying to think where I was. But he uses grammar, and his grammar is very important. So you need to be comprehend everything that's going on in a written contract. Now he talks about, I know where I was. He talks about how we were taken over. He never says 1871, he says 1922, where America was sold, and they made a completely new government just for Washington, D.C. But you can pay $150 every man, woman, and child to become a free human being. That is a major red flag for me. Like Sarge says, you can just don't obey. Don't obey. That is not me. That birth certificate that's in all capital letters, that social security card that says property of, no, that is not you. You're a free, sovereign human being. And you must go by that to be free. Now, there's compromises too. You have a driver's license. You may have, like I have, a pesticides license, or a license to sell insurance, or whatever. There's a compromise there, and I don't know where that entirely stands as far as being a free and sovereign human being. Does that mean that you gave in? No, we all have driver's licenses. But Russell J. Gould talks about, he proves it in the flags, like the gold fringe around some flags. On top of a flag, if you see a spire, a spear, that means you've been captured. And that's what they use in juries. Judges use these. That they have no power or authority over us. They're not going by constitutional law. They're going by a law of a contract that we did not sign. The law of the birth certificate, where we are sold on the Wall Street market. These are all facts. You can call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever. I'll wear it with a badge of honor. But these are things that you need to look into. You need to study them and you know, figure it out for yourself. Now, Russell G. Gould seems to have a problem with Trump. So I don't know. He calls every president since the 1999 a illegal president. He says he is the president. Matter of fact, he is the ruler of the world. He invented quantum quantum I forget. I'll play the clips. You research for yourself. But he doesn't like Trump, apparently. He doesn't like any president. He says they're all frauds. And he doesn't like Biden. If you like Biden, God bless you. My condolences. But everybody needs to look into this man and see if he's for real, or if he's, you know, I know he's for real to a point. He claims he had the biggest, not arrest, but something or other at the Pentagon. Yeah. Look him up. I'll play the clips.
Corporation case number R.R. tilde 385 tilde 460 tilde 312:U S. Because the United States and United States of America ceased to exist in their capacity as a corporate entity ending in the year 1999, coming out of a third and final international moratorium of bankruptcy of 70 years, stemming from October 29th, 1929, ending in 1999. I have managed to maintain the rules of the continuance of the evidence as legislator, chief-judge, and executioner, as well as commander-in-chief in the martial-law. And I'm maintaining the rules of the continuance of evidence through the journey of my life, as well as the forensics of where I have been, where I have filed, and who I am. Today is a sad and a very joyous day. Today is the opening of the quantum banking system. The quantum banking system is the safety net that I've set up for planet Earth, as well as the citizens in the former United States and the United States of America. The safety net deals with quantum grammar and the backstop by hard commodities such as gold, platinum, palladium, silver, rhodium, and other precious metals, as well as rare earth metals that are currently on file and posit within the quantum banking system. Due to the course of many people's choices on a global level, I am stopping and correcting in compliance with Title 42, 1986, knowledge of the contract. On October 4th, 2004, I became Chief Judge at the U.S. Supreme Court. I have maintained the rules of the continuance of evidence through many years, many trials and tribulations that the federal government has placed me through, and they know exactly who I am and what I've done. My last filing as Chief Judge at the U.S. Supreme Court was on January 14th, 2021. Because of the state that the quantum banking system has found itself in, with being flush in gold, flush in different assets that is liquidable for the benefit of mankind, it is very difficult to open that up for people in society for day-to-day use at this time due to the condition that the world is in right now. So at this time, I'm going to have a special martial law hearing that I'll be posting with Mark-Daniel Seeger and his voyage in registering a global corporation called Seekers as a bounty corporation deposited at the Secretary of the Navy's office on April 21st, 2003. R period, tilde 385, tilde 460, tilde 312, colon U period, S period. Martial law hyphen hearing with the publication of a global hyphen bounty corporation that is in file with the Secretary of the Navy's office through a postmaster claimant, life claimant, Mark hyphen Daniel colon Seeger. How are you doing today, Mark?
Doing good, man. Doing really good.
Mark, on 4/21/2003, you filed your bounty corporation, which is you were a bounty hunter, catching people that were skipping bail for bail bonds and stuff across the United States, registered in all 50 states.
Yes, sir.
And
that in other countries.
That in other countries. You're registered as an international bounty corporation to chase people, and you've chased people in other countries. Is that not true?
Islands. Went to other islands, yeah.
You went to other islands and chased them in islands. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
With the forensics of today, opening up the quantum banking system and opening it up for the public for the first time use on planet Earth, I am now going to give closure on the quantum banking system. The quantum banking system was established by me in 2001 when I disqualified the grammar charter for the Universal Postal Union. I found the grammar charter for the Universal Postal Union for all shipping authorizations of banking on planet Earth to be done using adjective pronouns and adverb verbs, which came in violation of Title 18, 1001, 1002 for fictitious grammar. Because I have stopped and corrected in compliance with Title 42, 1986, knowledge of the contract, the Universal Postal Union's ability to collect mail, correspond with anyone, ceased to exist in 2001. They met with me in Bern, Switzerland, at the Postal Union to have closure on a face-to-face meeting on June 16, 2003, where it was established in a foundation for the Global Postal Union and the forensics that have the forensics of quantum banking to be established as a fact in the world of fiction. And the Universal Postal Union's ability to communicate ended in 2001. You will see a stamp, a $1 stamp, with the continuance of the evidence of many corporation claim numbers for the quantum banking system. These claim numbers are filed in a variety of places. Places such as the finding of fraudulent grammar at the International Bureau of Weights and Measures, which is a location that governments around the world register their means to create sums and differences, such as communication, the country's ability to navigate mathematical functions, as well as to measure sums and differences of land boundaries, as well as the disqualification through fictitious grammar of all stock markets on planet Earth, which I am the copyright controller of, through 5 sealed letters of the credit from 5 different stock markets around the world. Each stock market around the world in 2005 was presented with the quantum stock market, as well as the quantum-crypto-currencies, which I am the copyright owner of, in 2003. On the first page, you will also see the Title IV 101.9 dimension flag, but it has a spire on the top because of the condition of state of martial law. The martial law keeps the quantum banking system safe because the quantum banking system is a position of neutrality as well as functions for a safety net for the people of the world. However, because of the condition of the state of the world right now, the quantum banking system sits in a condition of state of the martial law, which I am the commander-in-chief of. And the laws and rules and regulations sit in the palm of my hand. The Title IV 101.9 dimension flag was registered by my ex-business partner, who is dead, David Winkle Miller, and myself on August 12, 1999 at the United Nations, where we were given country status as corporate functions. But because David passed on and he gave up his right to wield his flag, and the federal government is very aware of that, in November of 2006 in Grand Rapids, Michigan, when he surrendered his usury corporate structure shareholder of the Global Postal Union in the middle of the courtroom. Thus, from that date, therefore, he no longer had authorization to give his copyrights out on the quantum grammar. And the quantum grammar is patented and copyrighted technology by me to make people accountable for their actions. At some point in the future, it might be open source technology, but for right now, the quantum grammar and the quantum banking system is patented technology by me, and I hold solitary copyrights, which is filed through the U.S. Supreme Court as well as the World Court at The Hague. Simultaneously, the flags that you see on the contract on your screen have a Marine-Corps-flag / Spire-standard, a Navy-flag / Spire-standard, a Navy-SEALs-flag / Spire-standard, an Army-flag Spear / Spear-standard, and an Air-Force-flag / flag-standard, as well as a Special-Forces banner. These flags were held at a duty post by me and conducted during the first initial steps to certify a duty post at the instructions of a former U.S. Navy SEAL who is a muster-on in the martial law. His name is Paul-David Darland. Paul-David Darland was framed by the Central Intelligence Agency. And the adjective pronouns framed him because he no longer wanted to be a mercenary killer for different families around the world. And he was hung out to dry by the U.S. military, left behind. But because he held secrets, he holds those secrets and he's in his cell today. It is because of him that I had gained the necessary knowledge to hold a duty post, and I held the duty post for about 60 days, where a muster roll was taken every morning. The flag was hoisted at night with a light on it 24 hours a day, and it was hoisted again in all day long. The U.S. Marine Corps and a full-bird colonel showed up in full dress blues to speak with the duty post postmaster that I left at the post. Simultaneously, as the Marine Corps showed up on the post, the National Security Agency, as well as the Department of Defense and the Central Intelligence Agency, pulled me off the streets to have a conversation about the pecking order and who runs planet Earth. They were certified with my correspondence, and they all agreed that I am in charge of planet Earth banking. Although they said good luck keeping it because there's many that are going to try to steal it, which we are seeing rampant on a worldwide level. But because they do not control the technology and do not have copyright release from myself, and David did not have authorization to give it to him, they are false and misleading the citizens worldwide. Came out of bankruptcy. Before one goes into the military, one must go to the post office first and get his postal registration number and then go into his respective branch of military. However, because the post office did not come forward, the United States Postal Service, and tell the truth to the American soldiers, they then tricked the American soldiers to go into the war in a mass genocide effort put on with knowledge by George-Walker Bush. I conducted the world's largest court-martialing in the history of planet Earth to stop the Iraqi war and the mass genocide by the American soldiers being tricked and betrayed by George-Walker Bush to go to war off a fraudulent scam called 9/11. 9/11 was set up to steal the citizens' rights and betray the citizens of this country as well as the soldiers of this country in a distorted twist to create some boogeyman that did not exist, a weapon of mass destruction that was never found. And the people that perpetrated this crime were never held accountable. Well, on this day, things will change. On page 2 of the contract that is filed for today's opening of the quantum banking system, on the back of the opening page of the quantum banking system, you will see the military-postal-service-station. This stamp was placed on file in 2012 with the branches of the Indian Ocean Theater, the Atlantic Ocean Theater, and the Pacific Ocean Theater for tactical command control of the military sea lanes for the muster soldiers and the conscripts that were currently and are currently working within the United States Postal military. The United States Postal Military is under false guise put on by the guise and fake betrayal of George-Walker Bush and the presidents thereafter to continue a scam to perpetrate false wars, being tricked into surrendering our borders, which we see now, And the reason why they can surrender the borders, which I do not agree with, is because the border ley lines have been disqualified by me. However, I set up a quantum system to have transparency. One of the things that most people have forgot about the founding fathers of this country is not necessarily how they got tricked into entering into contract through Benjamin Franklin, who was a triple agent trader working for the British Crown and as a French esquire simultaneously, tricking the American government and the colonies to enter into a bankruptcy draft note that he was the consignmentor of. But Benjamin Franklin and the founding fathers failed to be cognizant that the reason why the borders were open and the reason why people fled to this country was because of their religious faiths. So we must keep that in mind. The reason why that the migration was allowed to come is not because it was an open free-for-all, is because that they were fleeing because they wanted to love their God. In this case, it was the one they call Yeshua, or God, or Lord. There are many names for that application. So we must not take that out of context as we see these borders open. And those of you who are now coming across these lands of the former United States, please keep in mind, not necessarily that the borders are gone, but keep in mind the volition of why that was allowed to happen. It was allowed to happen because there were free, God-fearing Christians that loved this land. And this was the land of the free and the home of the brave. Unfortunately for the people, they have forgotten how to be brave, and they certainly are not free. So because they are being tricked so much by this fraud that is perpetrated here, I have endorsed the back of the opening of the quantum banking system with the martial law postage stamp in the back end for certification endorsement through the quantum banking system that I have set up. In setting up the quantum banking system, I disqualified the charters at the World Bank in Washington, D.C., the International Monetary Fund in Washington, D.C., as well as the Federal Reserve in 2003. I met with Bob Frierson on January 15th of 2002, an attorney at the Federal Reserve Building in Washington, D.C. He was very upset about what I had done, and because I was contract treasurer of the country. As contract treasurer of the country on that specific day, I walked into the United States Treasury Department at the engraving office and commanded them to take down the wrong flag that they were flying and put up the Title IV flag as treasurer of the country. The head of Secret Service was brought in, and I did a citizen's custody on all Treasury agents in the room. The head of Secret Service came in and told me that it's the corporate policy of the United States government to hire stupid people. That way the people that are in the government and on top are not accountable for what the stupid people in the government do to the people. This is a massive betrayal to the American people, and it is a shame. The mainstream news does not cover these stories. On the second page of the contract itself, we have a caption. The caption is in this specific case that you see on the screen, is a letter of marque authorization for bounty. The bounty is a warrant that is being issued through the martial law, through the commander-in-chief, through the court-martialing case, R period, tilde 385, tilde 460, tilde 312, U period S. It is backstopped by bounty from the savings clause claims counts that are on file worldwide by me as the author, creator, and owner and solitary shareholder of the quantum banking system. So there is going to be a bounty that is going to be placed on these mass murderers that are on the loose. And for those of you that are not being cognizant of what's going on out here and find themselves lost in time and space because they've been betrayed massively from the bankruptcy note, which was the Constitution of the United States and the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence, and they're wondering why are we having all these controversies out here? Why are these elections allowed to be so fake? Why is this just total scam upon the American people? The reason why is there are no guidelines to control them.
So now we have that he says he invented quantum grammar, and he's involved in the quantum financial system, the new quantum financial system. But in order to get into the quantum banking financial system, you have to pay $150 each person. What? What? I don't think so. I'm a free sovereign human being, so are you. We should get into that automatically just by having citizen status, or for your country, citizen status. The whole thing's outrageous, and that's a major red flag for me. But who's running the country? Definitely ain't Biden. It's not Trump. Supposedly the military's running the country right now. Russell G. Gould says he's running the country, but yet he puts up a thing looking for bounty hunters on major political players that are already dead. Red flag again. You know, he puts up pictures of all these people that, you know, he wants licensed bounty hunters to go get. So he's the judge, jury, and executioner. Is he just that ill-informed? Because even I know they're dead. What the hell? But I know that he is who he says he is to a degree. You know, he was tortured in jail, but he refused to give up his rights to the flag for the American people. He freed this country. I believe that is fact. But what happened? If he's telling the truth, we all better wake up and get with the program. But he also has to get to the program too, because you ain't going to get everybody, you know, people that can't even pay their bills like me and struggle to pay for groceries. I'm going to pay $150 per person living in the household so we can be free. I don't think so. That ain't America. That ain't how America works. So, you know, much respect to him, but he's dead wrong. What do you think? I don't know. You tell me.